I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Lori Heinel. Lori is Global Chief Investment Officer at State Street Global Advisors. Lori, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Such a pleasure to have you. Now, Lori, I want to talk about your background. Tell me, how did you get into the industry, and tell me about your professional background?
Well, I came into the industry a bit accidentally. I was actually a religion major at college, so I studied history and sociology of religion. I thought it was an interesting course of study, and then I needed to get a job. And so one of the offers that I got right out of college was to be an analyst at an investment banking firm, the First Boston Corporation back in the day. And so I went to Wall Street to do the 2-year analyst thing, and I got the bug and have had the opportunity to do a variety of other things within asset management and investment management over my many-decade career.
All right, now tell us about your new role and responsibilities. What are you excited to begin working on, and how has the transition process been going from Deputy Global CIO to Global CIO?
Well, first of all, I'm thrilled and honored and a little frightened because I know it's a huge responsibility. I've had the benefit, obviously, over the last several years, working hand in glove with Rick Lakai, who was the CIO, as well as many of the other CIOs of our major asset classes and a variety of other people across the firm. So I think the good news is that I've had a hand in shaping a lot of our strategy and vision for the unit over the last couple of years in the deputy role. But now having the opportunity to execute against that, as well as thinking through some of the challenges that continue to emerge in our space, focusing on some of the key themes like ESG, which is becoming more and more prominent, and thinking about how we continue to extend that vision that we had for the team and for the group. It's an incredible honor and incredibly exciting, and as I said, a little daunting.
All right, now what does it mean to you to be the first woman in the global CIO role at State Street? And did you have any mentors early on in your career that helped to guide you to where you are today?
Well, again, it takes a village, and I know that's such an overused term, but I really do believe it. And it takes a village of men and women throughout an entire career. Clearly, I feel quite prepared in the sense that I've had a variety of roles across asset management, in finance more generally. Many of my roles were at that intersection between investments and clients. So I think I bring a kind of distinct perspective to this role, because it is about, pragmatically, what can we do to drive the outcomes that our clients need? How do we think about the other considerations that clients might care about, liabilities or families or other things that their goals are ultimately supporting? So I think I've been trained by many of my managers and mentors over the years to always think very expansively. Don't focus just on the problem at hand, but think about what it means enterprise-wide, think about what it means in the context of the bigger picture, think about what our distinctive voice is going to be as it relates to taking a position and providing guidance and advice to our clients through time. But this is a different platform now to say, not only am I involved in those decisions, but I'm actually, in some sense, setting those decisions, setting that vision, leading the charge, and hopefully inspiring a whole host of other colleagues to follow and to grow their careers and make a difference in the world.
All right, now Lori, we just celebrated the 4th anniversary of Fearless Girl. Since the start of the Fearless Girl campaign, we've seen more and more boards add women directors.
Yeah.
Where do you see the future of women in finance, and more broadly, women in leadership? And what advice would you give to young women and girls who are considering a career in finance and seeking leadership roles?
Well, I've been involved with gender initiatives for many decades, more than I'd care to admit. But I do feel like it's different this time. And clearly part of that is quite personal. I feel like I've been on the cusp of roles like this throughout my career, and this is the time when it's actually happened. So that's very exciting. But I think that if you look at politics, or you look at broader geopolitical landscape, if you look at the S&P 500, if you look at pretty much any marker where women have been underrepresented, we're seeing pretty meaningful and glass-breaking kinds of progress. And I think that there's the difference this time around is, I think the women themselves are incredibly passionate about the promotion of women. when I think about early in my career, oftentimes there were so few women in senior level positions that they protected their currency very, very carefully, and they didn't want to spend it. And I don't blame them, because they really needed to use whatever currency they had to hang on by the fingernails themselves. But I think now we've got enough of a critical mass and enough reasons to be able to advocate on behalf of female and other, underrepresented populations, that I do feel it's different. So one of my big commitments is to pay it forward, to continue to mentor, to continue to encourage women to take those risks, encourage them to put themselves out there, hold my male colleagues accountable for advocating and sponsoring, and help them achieve their true potential.
All right. Well, Lori, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Congratulations on your new role. And thanks for joining us on NYSE Floor Talk.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.